Hey everybody, and happy Macam Monday. I don't know why I forget it's literally every week that I forget. Like, is it Monday? Is it Friday? But anyways, happy Macam Friday Monday. See, I just told y'all. But anyways, happy Macam Monday to everybody that's tuning in, everybody that's gonna tune in later, all of that. Happy Macam Monday to everybody. I hope you guys had a good weekend, had a good day today. Y'all, I'm so happy because I'm so close to graduation. Like y'all don't even understand. Like my last day of school is May 6th. So then, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna graduate. Like, but okay. But anyway, so yeah. So like I mentioned on last Monday, I believe, because Friday we had Zaria. I am gonna go ahead and let Mark do the actual game playing. Like you guys see me play a game every so often, but as you know, I kind of want to leave the actual game playing to Mark and then my segment just so that we can, have our own kind of, you know, push and pawn section or segment. Mine is gonna be more of the actual like tactics and stuff and learning the lessons and stuff like that that we've been going over. But yeah, so thank y'all, for staying with me and everything like that. And like I always say, if y'all want to play with me, if y'all want to, how me and Zaria do every Friday, pretty much, let me know. I can turn that into a Monday section. We can do it before Zaria's, after Zaria's. I'm open to whatever. But yeah, so let me just go ahead and share my screen. Um, as y'all know, I always forget to share my sound, but today I ain't even got to worry about that because saying it out loud, I remember. So I said it. But okay, so let me see. I don't know. I kind of am in the mood to play a game. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me see. Lessons. Okay. Um, But as y'all remember, sacrificing to promote. All right. So last, no, this been a minute now. We transitioned from the beginner to the intermediate. So now we're in the intermediate section. Actually, let me make sure that this is intermediate. Is it? I don't know. Let me see. Well, forget it. Let me see. Now I'm out of the thing. Okay. But yeah, so we transition from the beginner to the intermediate. Let me see. Understanding. I think that was actually, yeah, it was. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so now we're on to sacrificing to promote. So as y'all know, if y'all been with me for a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself from the screen so that we can all watch the video together and so that you guys can have a better view. And then I'll keep myself on mute and then I'll come back to the screen once the video is over. So let me go ahead and do that.
As you know, the object of the game is checkmate. On the way to checkmate, you have to gain a winning advantage, such as queening a pawn before your opponent and using that extra material to win the game. In this position, white is so close to getting a queen, but there is a black pawn in the way. Can you find a sacrifice which opens up a line for white to queen? F6. Excellent. White sacrifices the F6 pawn in order to clear open the path for the G pawn to promote. If black doesn't take the pawn, white will simply capture black's pawn and promote on the next move. So after G takes F6, white's sacrifice clears the way for the G pawn to promote. And after G7, white will promote well before black can, and the extra queen for white will win the game. Now let's look at another position. This position looks all locked up with no way to get through. Or is there? That's right. After bishop takes a6, white sacrifices the bishop. If black doesn't take the bishop, white will take the pawn on b7 and push the a pawn up the board to promote. If black captures the bishop with b takes a6, the b file is open for white's pawn to promote to a queen. After b7, thanks to the bishop sacrifice, white will promote to a queen on the next turn. Gaining a queen becomes much more important than losing a bishop. But what about this position? Is there any way for black to break through and to promote the pawn on a3? Yes, with a double sacrifice. After knight takes b3, black sacrifices the knight for a pawn. If white doesn't take the knight, then black will play knight to d4, attacking the pawn on c2 And also the bishop on e6 would threaten the pawn on a2. Not a good situation for white. After c takes b3, black sacrifices a second piece with bishop takes b3. Black is trying to open up the path for the a-pawn to promote. If white doesn't take the bishop, black will simply capture the a-pawn and push the passed pawns up the board to promote. After a takes b3, black plays a2. Black will promote the pawn into a queen and overwhelm white's position. Now let's see if you can sacrifice in order to promote and win.
All right, sorry. Y'all know it'll be taking a minute to do the controls, but it's at this point it's Oujaa ritual to forget to read this. But it says, is there a pawn blocking your path to promotion? Give up a pawn or even more to promote. In the endgame, promoting to a queen is the most important goal, and sacrifices to accomplish it are worthwhile. Sorry. But okay, so now we're gonna get into the challenges. So it's white's move, and it says white's advanced pawn on a6, which is right here, is blocked and about to be captured by black's rook, which is right there. Can you find a powerful sacrifice that opens up the path for the a6 pawn to promote? Okay, so it says, excellent. White sacrifices the king, opening up the a file for the advanced pawn. Push it. Now, y'all probably see my face. But when you're sacrificing a pawn, or sacrificing a queen to still get a queen in return, it's fine, pretty much. Well, that's your plan. That's in chess, you always want to have a plan and thoroughly think through what you're trying to do. But yeah, so it says it's white's move again, and it says black's bishop prevents white from promoting the pawn. Can you find a sacrifice that forces the pawn promotion? And it's white's move, so we're going this way. Hold on. Black's bishop prevents. Okay. All right. Great job. White sacrifices the bishop, but now promotes the pawn to victory. Promote the pawn into a queen. Am I tripping, or is that doesn't look like a queen to me? Maybe the pawn was still in the way, but okay. So it says excellent. White sacrifice forced a winning queen versus bishop ending. All right. So it's white's move again, and it says white wants to push the h pawn forward and promote, but things are not so simple. Can you find the only move that allows the h pawn to safely promote? Hold on. White wants to push the h pawn forward and promote, but things are not looking so simple. Can you find the only move that allows the h pawn to safely promote? Okay, so I'm looking at this bishop right here, and if this pawn were to move, then it would have a direct, area right there. Okay. This clever idea, unfortunately, does not work. Black will play f4 and f5, opening up the bishop's protection on the h8 square. Try again. Okay. Let me see, maybe here. Dang, this move does not prevent black from playing f4 and f5. Okay, sorry. I was, trying to see. All right. Oh, okay. Opening up black's bishop's control on the h. Okay, all right. So then right here. Okay. Brilliant. Black's king blocks the f pawns from promoting push the h pawn. All right. And I was just gonna say something too, like y'all, it seems like I'm doing a lot better. Never mind. Sorry. But okay, so it's white's move again, and it says black is ready to play rook to a8 to prevent white from promoting the pawn h6. So h6, and then rook to a8, which is right there. I don't know why I took so long to find that. Can you find a sacrifice that will allow white to safely promote the h pawn? Maybe, okay. Fantastic. White's rook prevents R8. Now, well, RAA, sorry. Now that Black's king blocks the back rank, advance the H pawn. Okay. Black's advanced C3 pawn is blocked. C3, right there. Can you find a powerful sacrifice to open up the C file or win a piece for Black? So this is Black's move, sorry. Sorry, I'm looking at the bishop. I mean, what? The knight. Sorry, the knight, trying to see if it would help any. Okay, so Black's advanced C3 pawn is blocked. Can you find a powerful sacrifice to open up the C file? Okay. Let me see. I wonder, let me see. Okay. White isn't forced to capture Black's knight, and now White's powerful rook moves to an open file. There is a much stronger idea. Okay. I'm trying to see if it's maybe moving. That ain't right. Yeah. This is not our sacrifice. That forces a pass pawn or wins a piece for Black. Dang. See, y'all. I was just gonna say, like, I'm doing so good now. I've learned to think stuff through. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so we're trying to either win material. Let me see. Can you find a powerful sacrifice to open the C file? There should be no reason why this is taking me so long. Or win a piece for Black. Oh, it's not. Okay. I was gonna say maybe en passant, but they're not going with that. I mean, what? I don't get it. What is? Let me use a hint. All right, look for forking squares. Okay. Oh, I didn't even. Okay. Great job. If White didn't capture the knight, Black wins White's rook for free. Now promote the C pawn. All right. That's crazy. Because I didn't anyway. All right. Next video, y'all know the drill. I'm gonna remove myself, put myself on mute, all that good stuff, and then we'll get into the challenges. But look at me, y'all remembering stuff. Okay. So the description or comment or whatever says, watch out for pawn moves, even sacrifices that can help you create a passed pawn. Often a pawn sacrifice or two can help you promote. Remember, a new queen is worth much more than one or two pawns. Okay.
Oftentimes, the best moves in chess come from looking several moves into the future. Moves that look bad at first glance can actually be winning moves. Let's look at a position that seems to be even. Both White and Black have 3 pawns, and if White pushes one of those pawns here, then Black can just capture, and it looks like a drawn position. But let's look deeper. What is the goal of the endgame? To queen a pawn. If you can do that before your opponent, your queen can usually capture any other pawns and then force checkmate. So would it be worth it then to give away 2 of your 3 pawns if that third pawn could become a queen? Yes, it would. And in this position, you can do just that. The first move seems reasonable, pawn to g6. And if Black captures, you can capture back, right? Well, you could, but that isn't the winning move. See if you can find a sacrifice that clears the way for you to promote a pawn. f6. Excellent. The pawn on f6 threatens to capture the Black pawn on g7 and will promote into a queen on the next move. After g takes f6, White plays h6. White will promote to a queen in 2 moves and capture black's pawns well before black can promote. What if black tries to get an extra move in the pawn race by ignoring the f6 pawn and capturing white's pawn on h5? Let's see. After g takes h5, white will play f takes g7. Notice black's h-pawn is no match in the promotion race against white's pawn on g7. After h4, g8 equals queen, white promotes first, and black's pawn is nowhere near promoting. After h3, queen g3, white's queen easily catches the h-pawn. After g6, since capturing with the h-pawn loses, does capturing with the f-pawn work any better for black? After f takes g6, if you find the right move, white can promote one of the pawns into a queen. Can you find the winning move? That's right, h6. White uses the same idea. By attacking the pawn on g7, white is able to sacrifice the h-pawn so the f-pawn can run up the board and promote. So after g takes h6, white is able to play f6, and white will win in the same way we just looked at. Now it's your turn to practice sacrificing your pawns to force a promotion.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the challenges. So, white to move. White has a winning pawn breakthrough that forces a passed pawn. Can you find it? Hold on, let me think. So if I move this pawn right here to g6, all right, nicely done. Now let's force a passed pawn. Let me see. Okay. Then I was gonna capture and just but then okay, never mind. That what? So I just keep going? What did I do? Okay, I did that first. Let me see. So I moved to h6. I moved to h6 twice. h6 and then g6. h6 and then g6. Okay, it did show that in the video. All right. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so which pawn move forces a passed pawn for white? All right, sorry, y'all. So I believe it was this way. Great job. White forces a passed pawn, but this time black decides to capture the h pawn. What should white play? I remember this for real. Excellent job. Let's promote to a queen. All right, let's do that. And then when they move, you can catch them up with the queen. I see. I remember. Just be taking me a little minute. All right. So black is okay. So it's white's move again, and it says black is attacking white's pawn on g5. What is white's best move? I knew that was gonna be wrong. I just wanted to see what y'all was gonna say. It's like, okay, white's pawns are broken up and black's king will capture them. Huh? White's pawns are broken up and black's king will capture them with the winning position. Try again. I need to stop doing that. Okay, excellent job. How can white force a passed pawn? All right, nice idea. This move also works. Can you find another way to win material and create? All right, you got it. White will promote to a queen and collect black's pawns. All right, so it's black's move. Black has only one pawn move that doesn't lose. Which move is it? I believe it's still that, yeah. Great job. Black played g6 before white, preventing a passed pawn. Now let's make the correct recapture for black. It ain't that. I think it isn't that either. It has to be this. Okay, yeah. Nicely done. Black keeps the pawn structure symmetrical, so white cannot force a passed pawn. All right, black is threatening white's weak pawn on b4. b4 right there. Can you find a way to force a winning pawn in game? This move does not force a winning endgame pawn. I see this queen right here, but I don't know how true that is. Because let me see. Can you attack both Black's king and queen with a single move, forcing a trade? See, I knew it was gonna be that, but I don't wanna. But I wouldn't be attacking the king and the queen, so I don't think that's right. Yeah, this move does not. Okay, so move right there then. Great job. White forces Black's queen to trade Black. White forces Black to trade queens. Recapture Black's queen. Okay. All right, next one, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I got it. I promise you. So don't even say nothing about it. It's like, but okay, all right. Y'all know the drill. We'll go watch the video. Oh, hold on. Let me read the description. You want to always have a good reason to make exchanges. One great reason to exchange pieces is when you are ahead in material. In that case, trades will in that case, trades will simplify the game and make it easier for you to convert your advantage into a win. All right, now let's get into it.
When deciding to trade pieces, it's worth remembering the phrase, to take is a mistake. Unless a trade improves your position or makes your opponent's position worse, you should think twice before automatically trading even pieces, such as a bishop for a bishop. There is a time when even trades are actually good, and that is when we are up material. If I have 5 apples and you have 3 apples, and we each remove 1 apple at a time, who's going to run out of apples first? The person with less apples, right? The same idea applies to chess. Even trades are no longer even if one side has more material. Let's look at some examples of trading pieces to win the game. In this position, White is up 2 pawns, but it will not be easy to win since White's king is exposed to checks from Black's queen. If White could trade the queens, White's 2 connected passed pawns would easily win the game. Can you find a way to trade queens and enter a winning pawn ending? That's right. After queen a8, check. This forces Black's king to move. After king f7, queen takes g8 check, king takes g8. White will easily win the game after a4. Black's king cannot stop the a pawn from promoting into a queen. In this position, Black is up a queen for a rook. Notice that Black has 2 advanced pawns on the queen side, b4 and a4. White's rook on f3 is trying to slow these pawns down and prevent them from advancing. With Black to move, can you find a way to force one of Black's pawns through on the queen side? The easiest way is to remove White's main defender, the rook. After queen takes f3, Black sacrifices a queen for the rook because now Black's pawns on the queen side cannot be stopped. After g takes f3, a3, Black will soon promote to a queen and should win the game easily. Let's take a look at one more example together. In this position, is any side ahead in material? That's right, Black is up an entire rook and bishop. Notice though, White has a pawn on g6 and a queen on h3, causing trouble, threatening checkmate on the very next move. What if Black could force the queens off the board and Black would still be up a rook? Is a rook enough to win the endgame? Yes, being up an entire rook should be enough to win the game. Can you see how Black can force the queens off the board and trade down into a winning endgame? That's right, queen f1 check. Black trades a queen and a bishop for White's queen. Black is willing to give up material to enter a completely winning endgame where White has no counterplay. After queen takes f1, bishop takes f1, king takes f1, Black can easily win this endgame, beginning with the idea of removing White's advanced pawns with rook to d8. Now it's your turn to practice trading down to win.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get into the challenges. Okay, so it's Black's move, and it says White's queen has invaded Black's position. Can you find a winning plan that forces a trade of queens when black's passed pawn will be unstoppable? All right, so let's see here. Let me see. White's queen has invaded black's position. Can you find a winning plan that forces a trade of queens? Sorry, y'all know I have to reread it at times just to make sure I'm, understanding all that. Hold on, I'm gonna have to reread it again. White's queen. All right, so it's black's move. White's queen has invaded black's position. Can you find a winning plan that forces a trade of queens? Okay. Whew, sorry. Okay. That wouldn't be a trade. Mm, mm, um, can you find a winning plan that forces a trade of queens when black's pass pawn will be unstoppable? Black. When black's pass pawn will be unstoppable. So my let me see. Nice try, but oh, so we're doing the trade of queens first. Okay. Um, nice try, but this does not force the queens off the board. Um, oh yeah, nice try. How much? Let me see. Can you find a check that forces the white's king to a square that allows? But that would be two moves. Maybe. See, yeah, that would have to be two moves. I think. Because if I go to the back rank, that's not. See. Anyway, excellent job. White's king is forced to the opposite side of the board from black's passed pawn. Now trade. Now force a trade of queens. All right, you got it. White is forced to trade queens and enter a losing game. Capture white's queen. Great work. Black will push the A pawn to victory. All right, so it's white's turn again, and it says black has a couple of threats in the position. Can you find a way to trade down to win this endgame for white? All right, sorry, I just had to make sure I was off mute, but okay. Black has a couple of threats in this position, in the position. Can you find a way to trade down to win this endgame for white? So let's see if this is it. Nice try, but this is not forcing. Okay. Um, um, let's see. Fantastic job. White forces the major pieces off the board with this tactic. Let's turn the position into a winning game and pawn endgame. Winning king and pawn endgame. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. My siblings was in the background, so if y'all heard that, that's why I had to close the door. Um, but yeah, okay. So, what do you mean by elo? I don't know if you're still watching, but what do you mean by that? Can you like type it out all the way? Because I'm a little confused. I'm sorry. Also, y'all, I'm on a different screen, so I don't see when the comments pop up. So if I happen to miss your comment, don't hold it against me. I'm on a different screen, so I don't see the comments at all times. But yeah, so okay, so Fantastic job. White forces the major pieces off the board with this tactic. Let's turn the position into a winning game. Keep saying that. A winning king and pawn in game. All right. Oh, my rating. What did you trying to say? You trying to say like let me see, because this isn't my account. I'm using well, let me see. I'm not using my account, so let me look it up. And depending on what it is, it's gonna be dependent on if I tell you or not. It's like, let me see. Like your skin. Yeah, I know what you mean. Let me see. Well, let me just put it up so everybody can see it. Um, Honestly, I don't know. It's like a six something, like a 670 something. But with that being said, I don't play chess a lot on, on because I played on my phone or whatever. Um, but yeah, so you trying to say something like you want to play with me, like because I feel like you're testing me right now. So like, it's like, but okay. So, let me see. Let me read this again. Fantastic job, white forces. Okay, let's turn the position into okay. And we're white. Okay. Um, this move does not force a major. Oh, so we're still trying to. Okay. All right. Hold on. I gotta reread this again. Let me make sure. Okay. Let's turn the position into a winning king and pawn endgame. This move does not force the major pieces off the board when white is actually losing. Try again. So I don't think that would be right either. Okay, well done. White forces the position into a winning king and pawn endgame. Black will not be able to stop white from promoting the a pawn. All right. Okay, so it says it's Black's move again. Future world champion um, Mikali? No, that is not right. Mike. I feel like it's Michael. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up right now, just so I can not butcher the name. Let me see. Mikhaileo. Let me see. Pronunciation. All right, hold on, y'all. And just so y'all can see, I really am looking it up. So it's Russian. See, yeah, okay. So the future world champion has black pieces. Can you find his winning idea to trade down to a winning position? Let's see. No, it's not challenging because you would probably win. See, yeah, don't even try it. It's like if you want to play me though, that just let me know. Just let me know. Um, but let me see. All right. So, okay, so the future world champion has the black pieces. Can you find his winning idea to trade down into a winning position? All right, so trading down, getting rid of all the major pieces. My first thing would be to get rid of this queen right here. So let's try that. Oh, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. I don't think that's the right first move because it's gone now. Okay, great job. The guy trades down to win. What is the correct pawn move to win the game for black? All right, this one. One, oh, because that bishop right there. Try again, but black's pawns can no longer help each other advance. Try again. Y'all don't even say nothing about that because I didn't fully look at it. So I feel like if I advance this one, let's see. Great choice. White is helpless against black's plan to play b2 on the next turn when black will win the game. I'm pretty sure I said black will win. All right. White is up, so it's white's move again, and it says white is up a piece. Can you find a way to force off both black's knight and rook to enter a simplified winning endgame? All right, so I'm white, and I'm trying to force off both black's knight and rook, which is right there and right there. Which one would I go to for first? You got it. White trades off black's last minor piece. Now let's force off the rooks. All right, nicely played. Black cannot avoid the trade of rooks, after which bishop to b7 is a simple plan for white to gain a passed pawn on the a file with a winning position. All right, so this is the last one before we get into another video and then, all that. So it's white's move again, and it says, white has a great position. Can you find a powerful tactic that trades down material and exploits black's weak back rank? All right. Let's see. Okay. Nice try, but this move does not trade down material and exploits black weakness. Or black is black. There's too many words. Nice try, but this move does not trade down material and exploits black's. Oh my gosh. Nice try, but this move does not trade down material and exploits black's weak back rank. Try again. Sorry, I talk fast and that messes me up. Let's see. Incredible work. Black's queen is stuck defending the back rank. Let's open up the power of the rooks and gain material. Excellent. White's rooks were ready to invade black's back rank. So black is forced to return the queen. Let's capture black's queen. All right. So now you already know the drill. I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself off the screen, and then we'll, get into the video. Oh, and before I forget, so okay, this one is called the rule of the square. So save yourself a lot of worry and calculation by learning this one simple endgame rule. You can imagine a line from the pawn diagonal towards the opponent's back rank. Then imagine lines from that square to the rank and the file that the pawn is on, and from there back towards the pawn's location. These lines form a square. If the opposing king can enter that square, it will catch the pawn. If not, the pawn will safely promote. Keep in mind that other pieces or a pawn moving two squares on a move can cause this method to provide an incorrect prediction. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this.
One of the trickiest endgames to play is when a passed pawn is being chased down by the opposing king. How do we know if the king will catch the passed pawn in time before it is able to reach the promotion square? We can count every single move by both sides to try and find the answer, but this takes time and we risk miscounting the moves. Fortunately, there is an easier way to find the answer with only a quick glance at the board with little to no calculation required. This method is known as the square of the pawn. Let's take a look at this position. White has a pawn on a4. Let's draw a diagonal from the a4 pawn and connect it up the board in the same direction as the enemy king, like this. a4 and e8 are two of the corners of the square. The other two corners are a8 and e4. Did you notice that we formed a square? If black's king can enter the square before the pawn moves, the king will catch the pawn before it promotes. In this position, with black to move, can black's king on f3 enter the square of the pawn and catch the passed pawn? Yes, it can, with king e4. Black's king is now in the square of the pawn. Let's watch the black king chase down white's passed pawn. After a5, king d5, a6, king c6, a7, king b7. Black's king catches the passed pawn just in time, securing the draw by entering the square of the pawn. Let's take a look at this position again, but this time with white to move. After a5, can the black king on f3 catch the pawn? No, because the square of the pawn is now on a5, d8, d5, and a8. After king e4, a6, white's pawn will safely promote before black's king can catch it, so white will win the game. Let's take a look at one more position together. There is one case when entering the square of the pawn does not work. It only happens when the pawn is on its original square and is able to move two squares on the first turn. In this example, the white pawn is on a2. So if we draw the square of the pawn, we bring the diagonal all the way up the board toward the enemy king, and connect the corners. Notice after king g2, since white's pawn can move 2 squares on the first turn, a4 shrinks the square to the corners a4, e4, e8, and a8. Since black's king cannot enter this square, black's king will not be in time to catch the pawn. Let's practice using the square of the pawn method to see if the passed pawn or the king chasing it will win the race.
Okay. One thing that I really love about these is that most of the stuff I've never seen before. Like, I'm not new to chess. I've known how to play it for a few years now. But these like tactics and I can't even think of really what to call them. But well, lessons. That's what they're listed under is the lessons. So these lessons I've never learned before or heard of or anything like that. But anyway, so it's black's move, and it says black's king has one move that can save the game. Move your king into the square of the pawn. All right, so it's moving this way. The only thing, let me see, that's 4. That does not look like a square to me, but okay. All right, nice move. Black's king enters the, oh my gosh, black's king, that does not sound right. Black's king enters the square of the pawn. How can black's king move into the square of the pawn again? Excellent work, catch that pawn. All right, we caught the pawn just in time. Great job. All right, so it's white's move again, and it says, which pawn move wins the game for white? I mean, which pawn move? What am I supposed to do? Nice try, but black's king enters the square of the pawn, so the game is drawn. Try again. I don't get what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, I can't. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, great job. White's pawn advances 2 squares, and black's king can't enter the square of the pawn. Keep pushing that pawn. Sorry, y'all. I be having my little off moments. Okay, so it's white's move again, and it says, can you find white's only winning move in this position? I mean, I don't know. Something is telling me that that's not right. Like to move right here. It's okay. If I move here, the only thing that's confusing me is actually creating the square in my brain. Like I promise y'all, that is my biggest, I ain't even gonna tell y'all my weakness when it comes to chess. But anyway, can you find white's only winning move in this position? So it's either white wins a pawn, but black's king was okay. Okay, excellent decision. Black's king cannot reach the square of the pawn inside. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Push the pawn. All right, well done. Black cannot prevent white from promoting on the next move. All right, white to move. Should white enter this king and pawn endgame or avoid the trade of rooks? Play white's best move. Okay. 2, then it wouldn't be able to catch up, right? Nice try, but this does not win the game. So then do the trade of rooks. Oh, I'm white. I'm tripping. Okay. Well calculated. Black's king is in the square of the pawn, but not for long. Play the winning move. All right. Nicely done. Black cannot enter the square of the pawn, so white is winning. Can you find the winning idea for white? Okay, let me see. I knew that was wrong. What? I don't like this. I don't like it very much. Oh, I'm tripping. I can't move there. So, okay, if I jumped here. Yeah, because then if I jumped right there, okay, great job. Black is prevented from entering the square of the pawn when white plays h4. Black prepares to move on the 4th rank again. How can you stop this? On the 4th rank. Nicely done. Black is prevented from moving to the 4th rank again. Can you find the last careful move white needs to play in order to win? So it's obviously either the king or the pawn. Yeah, you need a lot of imagination for chess. Yeah, and that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that is my biggest downfall is because, like, okay, especially with the diagonals on the board, like, I'll be like, okay, if I move right here, then I'll be fine. And because you always want to keep that poker face with chess too. And so I'll move somewhere and then realize, like, dang, I was looking at the wrong diagonal and then end up getting my piece taken. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get better with that, but it is tough. Like you said, you definitely do need a lot of imagination. Um, but okay, so all right, so next move would either be right here, but then okay, if I okay, let me see if I move to F5. Um, yeah, I mean that's F5. I don't know. That don't feel right. If I jump, I feel like I'm supposed to jump now. Nice try with this. So then I move again. You got it. Black's attempts to capture White's pawn bring home the win. But how am I? I'm confused because okay, you got it. Black attempts to capture White's pawn, bring home the win. Okay, all right. See, I keep forgetting that pawns can move twice, and like I said, I know how to play chess. It's been a long day, but okay. Y'all know the drill. I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself, all that good stuff. Before I forget, gain the winning advantage by creating a passed pawn. Often you can make trades or sacrifices to create the passed pawn. Always keep an eye out for these opportunities. All right.
Grandmaster Aaron Nimzovich said, "A passed pawn is a criminal that must be held under lock and key." Passed pawns are that dangerous. If they are not kept under watch, a passed pawn can easily run up the board and promote. That's why creating a passed pawn in an endgame with few pieces remaining to stop it from promoting can win you lots of games. Let's take a look at some examples. In this position, White's pawns on a6 and b5 are advanced, but the black pawn on a7 blocks one of the pawns and is ready to capture the other pawn if it advances to b6. Since both kings are on the other side of the board, if White can force a passed pawn, the game will soon be over. White will promote to a queen and win the game. Can you see how White can force a passed pawn? That's right, b6, threatening to capture the pawn on a7. After a takes b6, the a file has been cleared for White's a pawn to promote. White plays a7 and will promote to a queen on the next move and win the endgame quickly. In this example, White's pawn on d6 is blocked by the d7 pawn. Can you find a way to turn this blocked pawn into a passed pawn? The sacrificial blow, rook takes e6. Capturing Black's bishop either wins a piece and soon the game, or after d takes e6, the newly passed pawn moves to d7, promoting on the next move. Let's take a look at this position. White plays b4, and after a takes b4, White's newly created passed pawn advances with a5. Is Black in trouble? Not if Black's king can enter the square of the pawn formed by connecting the square the pawn is on, a5, with the other three corners, d8, d5, and a8. After king d5, the black king enters the square of the pawn before the pawn can move, so Black's king will catch White's passed pawn. After a6, king c6, notice if White plays a7, the black king will catch the passed pawn with king b7. So White should change plans and attack the b4 pawn before Black's king can protect it. Now that you've learned the importance of passed pawns, it's your turn to practice forcing passed pawns.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into the challenges. All right, so it's White's move, and it says, can you find a way to force a passed pawn and win the game for White? Good move. Now play the winning move for White. Great job. Black's king cannot catch the passed pawn. So it's Black's move, and it says, Black is living on the edge. One move wins, all other moves lose. Find the winning move. Hold on. Let me see right there. Hmm. Great work. Black creates a pass pawn by force, the only winning move. What should Black play now? Oh, okay, this is an alternative. Great job. Black's pass pawn will promote with the winning position. Can you find another idea that captures White's f4 pawn? F4. Can you find another idea that captures White's f4 pawn? I mean, it wouldn't be in one move, but nice try, but this loses for Black. How am I supposed to capture it? I can't capture it if, am I overlooking something? En passant. Okay. Great decision. Black is only 2 moves away from promoting. Push your pawn. Wait, am I black or white? I gotta be black. All right. Black is easily winning. Excellent job. All right. Like so, en passant, just in case. See, yeah, just in case y'all don't know, it's gonna be hard to explain. En passant is it means in passing. It's French, and it means in passing, and it's pretty much when you have your opponent's pawns on their back rank, and pawns attack diagonally. So if your opponent's pawn is on its back rank and it skips, it jumps 2 squares instead of moving one, and it avoids, I guess, that confrontation, that attacking or whatever, then you can still capture it based on en passant. That's a very light explanation. We can dive more into that later. But yeah, so well actually after these last two, then I'll try to dive more into en passant in a second. But yeah, so it's Black's move, and it says, can you find a powerful move that will create a pass pawn or win one of White's pieces? Um, can you find a powerful move that will create a pass pawn or win one of White's pieces? Okay, so I'm Black. Um, all right, so if I move here to E5, capture, then I'll capture. I don't know. I can't see that far ahead. Let me see. Nice try, but this is not forced pass pawn. Capture, capture. Oh, okay, let's see. Great job. White avoids losing a piece, but now Black's C pawn will turn into a pass pawn on the next move. What is Black's best pawn move? I'm thinking. Um, Sorry, that was my little sister. But okay, so let me see. What is Black's best pawn move? What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm thinking of capturing right here. But uh, I didn't mean to do that. I promise y'all I meant to let it go, like drop it back, whatever. Anyway, so this position should not be winning for Black. Should still be winning for Black with careful play. But can you find another move with the C pawn that makes your job of winning simpler? What did I do? Okay. White is hanging on by a thread. Can you find a powerful move that forces a trade of rooks with a winning position? Excellent technique. Black will trade rooks on the next turn and promote the big pawn with the winning position. Okay, so it's White's move again, and it says, can you find White's crushing move that either wins a piece or forces a trade of queens, creating a powerful passed pawn? Um, can you find White's crushing move that either wins a piece or forces a trade of queens, creating a powerful passed pawn? And I'm White. Um, um, Let me see. It has to be something involved with this. Let me see. Because if I don't see nowhere for the queen to necessarily. Let me see. Okay, nicely found. Black decides to trade queens rather than losing a piece, at least for now. Capture Black's queen. All right. Black moves the bishop to safety. How can you force Black to give up the bishop for your passed pawn? How can you force Black to give up the bishop for your passed pawn? You got it. Black's defenses are overwhelmed. Let's promote our pawn into a queen. All right. Black pays a serious price for capturing our queen. Let's win Black's bishop. All right, great job creating a passed pawn that forced a winning endgame for white. All right, so this is the last one, and like I promised, I'll go over en passant right after this. All right, so Black is defending well. Black is defending well on the light squares. Can you find a strong sacrifice that allows your e5 pawn to advance? So e5 pawn, just for our viewers, is right there. Can you find a strong sacrifice that allows your e5 pawn? All right. That allows your e5 pawn to advance. Nice try, but there is a stronger move where you can attack Black's e6 pawn, preparing for, oh my gosh, nice try, but there is a stronger move where you can attack Black's e6 pawn, preparing a strong sacrifice. Try again. So I'm attacking the Black's e6 pawn, which is right here. So moving right all the way right there then. Great job. Black's light squared blockade is about to come to an end. Destroy Black's defenses. All right. Okay, so as promised, let me go ahead and get into that. Let me see. Now y'all seeing the behind the scenes. And just, a little promo. If y'all want to see what all these are used for, then be sure to keep an eye out for our Macam workshops coming up this summer, okay? Just a little promo. All right, so what did I just click? It's included here. All right, there we go, right there. All right, so like I was saying, all the pawns are on the 2nd or the 7th rank, depending on if they're black or white. And so, okay, as you can see, Black has invaded White's territory. Now, White can either decide to move right here and accept the challenge, or it can decide to move right here to c4 and deny that challenge. However, either way, its pawn is going to get taken pretty much. And so once you jump up, Black can still come and capture because of en passant. Now, you cannot do en passant any other place on the board, and you cannot wait. Like, okay, so let's say that Black decided to deny it too and just kept going. You can't come over here and be like, all right, I'm gonna still capture you. As you see, the computer didn't even let it go through. That's illegal in chess. So you have to do it right then and there, and you cannot do it any other place on the board. It has to be once you invade your opponent's area. But yeah, it's 7:59. We end at 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you to our viewers and thank you to our commenter. But yeah, as y'all know, I'm here every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m., 7 to 8, and every Friday from around 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. So y'all be sure to tune in, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and I'll catch y'all on Friday. Thank y'all again for joining.